Peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome back to the Humble Servants Homestead, guys. Now, you saw the previous video where we actually harvested cilantro, and I took you guys along that process of us drying it out. Now it is time for you guys to see what we're going to actually do with this cilantro. So let's go over a few things that we are going to be working with today. Of course, we have our powdered cilantro. We also have some organic chlorella powder, and I do tend to get a lot of my items. This is just a side note. This is not a paid advertisement, but I tend to find a lot of things that I need from nuts.com. They have an amazing lineup of products, from adaptogens to superfood powders and things of that nature. So this organic chlorella powder came from nuts.com, and we're going to be mixing that with our cilantro powder. We're also going to be using this capsule maker, and today's capsule maker comes from Capsule. Again, this is not a paid advertisement, but I'm going to walk you guys through the process of how I'm going to take our powdered cilantro and chlorella and make some supplements today. So super excited. Come along, let's get started. Now, first and foremost, guys, let's talk about a few things. Cilantro, and the purpose of why we're using cilantro is because cilantro is a heavy metal detoxifier. Once again, it's a heavy metal detoxifier. It works with a process called chelation, which just bonds to the metals in your body and helps the excretory system push them out. So it'll pull those metals out through your sweating, through your urine, and through your feces. So excreting those metals out of your body. In order for cilantro, what I've noticed and through my research, cilantro does a better job of doing that with chlorella. Now, chlorella is also a great heavy metal detoxification, and it's also considered a superfood. So tons of vitamins and minerals attached to taking chlorella, but today we're going to combine these two together for that number one reason for detoxification. We're looking to pull heavy metals out of our bodies, okay? And so I do have a scale here. We are going to mix these with a proprietary blend of equal parts. So let's take our tare weight here so that we can weigh our cilantro powder. And there we have it. And we're just going to put this here in the bowl. And now I want equal parts of chlorella powder. A bit more, and there we have it. And so I'm just going to mix these two together. Just like so. And give that a nice mix. I'm going to bring you guys in close so you can see. But we're just going to give that a nice little mix to make sure that it's well incorporated and equally blended. Now, you could do whatever portions and ratios that you would like. As far as me and my family goes, I find that equal parts works best, and we will be taking these capsules for about 6 weeks, because I'm going to give you some numbers in just a moment. But I want you guys to see our blend. And that's it, completely blended equally. And so now let's move along to the next step. So according to several various studies, taking cilantro and chlorella together has been known to naturally remove an average of 87% lead, 91% mercury, and 74% aluminum from the body over the course of 45 days. So the capsules that I'm going to make from this blend right here, we will be taking these for at least 6 weeks. Sometimes we aim for 60 days, which is 8 weeks. So depending on how I feel, we'll be on this regimen for at least 45 days. Okay, but without further ado, let's move along to the next step. Okay guys, I also want to show you a few things. So with this capsule maker, you can purchase your capsules in 2 different ways. You could get them to where they're the complete capsule in one bag, and you have to separate those out, or you can get them to where they're already pre-separated for you, with your caps being in one bag and the bodies being in another bag. I've actually purchased both, and I use both. I find that these can be a little bit cheaper, although you do have to work to separate them. And so what I typically do is, after I make one batch of capsules, I tend to refill these jars with sitting there and dividing the 2 capsules again to get the next batch, so that when it's time for me to make new capsules, I've already had these already separated out. And as you can see, I'm using our wooden ball lids that we found at the dollar store. So again, check those out if you have not. But let's get started, shall we? Okay, you guys, and so these are our pieces to our capsule maker. So first and foremost, we're going to start with the main body plate, okay? And we're going to add our frame plate on the top of it. From there, we are going to sprinkle our body pieces, which, let me show you what the capsules themselves look like. The capsules themselves come together like this. You separate them. You have one larger piece here and a smaller piece here. So you have your body, which is the larger piece, and your cap, which is the smaller piece. So we're going to fill up this tray with body pieces, and this tray actually holds 100 capsules at a time. And so we're going to sprinkle these about and try and get as many of these filled up as possible, and hoping that they fall in the way and direction that they should. You're just going to shift around until you get every hole filled up. Okay? And for the most part, 75% of them tend to fall the way they should. You do have some situations where they do fall upside down. Some people like to manually, and I'm putting these in the wrong slot. My goodness. But some people like to manually place these in just to ensure that they all go in accurately. I find for the most part, 75 to 80% of the time, they tend to go in the way that they should. Okay, so let's see if we're missing any. And we're missing 2. I can see 2, or actually 3, 4. Let's see, and then there we have it. So all of our holes have caps in them, and I could see that there are 2 that are upside down. So what I am going to do, the 2 that are upside down, you guys can see them, they're shiny. We're going to push on this a bit to expose them, and then just flip them the right way. Okay? And then now just make sure that all of them are down. And from here, we are going to add our spill guard, which is this. And we're going to begin filling our capsules with our formula. And that's where this handy little piece comes in, because we want to make sure that we get our blend into all of our capsules. And that's what this spill guard is for, to help you get all the way down to the edges so that every capsule is filled without wasting. And now that all of your capsules are filled completely, I tend to try and remove some of the excess so that when we move on to the next step, we're not having issues in doing so. Okay, and so there we have all of our capsules filled from end to end. And what we're going to do now is take this piece here and push down, because we want to get as much powder in our capsules as possible. And so now you see how that has made space for us to go back and fill some more. And we'll take our little powder pusher and just continue to push the powder again from edge to edge, making sure to get it into each capsule. And you may have to do this a total of 3 or 4 times to just make sure that your capsules are going to be packed to capacity. We'll remove some of this excess to make sure that we don't have waste. And we're going to compact them down once more. Getting as much excess off as we can. We're going to press this down once more. This is our second press. There's still room in our capsules, so we're going to add a little bit more powder and do it once more. Okay. Making sure we're pushing from edge to edge. And now at this point, our capsules should be quite packed. So what we're going to do is slide the excess now out of this section back into our bowl. Okay. Move that to the side. And then just be able to scrape this excess back into our bowl. Okay. And there we have it. Now we're going to move this to the side and move along to our next step, which is to take out the capping plate. From the capping plate, we'll also put this frame over the top, and we're going to fill the capping plate. Okay, same process we did earlier. Again, some people like to place these in one by one to ensure that they are in the proper direction. I find that sprinkling them on 75 to 80% of the time, they land in the direction that they should. And if not, we'll just turn them the proper way. Okay, But our goal right now is to just make sure that everyone has a cap inside, and that for the most part the caps are facing the correct way. So we'll get that done and we'll be right back. And so I have these, for the most part every hole is filled, and I want to show you something. Oh, we have one hole that isn't. Hold on. You have lots of these that are upside down, and so what you simply need to do is remove your frame plate, go in and flip the ones that are upside down so that they're facing the correct way before you move along to the next step. And that's why I told you 75 to 80% of the time you'll get them where they need to be. But then you have situations and times like these where you need to flip them. Okay, so now that those are all flipped the correct way, we're going to go in with our next piece, which is this middle plate here. And so we're just going to put that middle plate on right here. Okay, and so while we have this middle plate on here, we're going to take that first portion, remember that we did, and so holding the middle plate, we're going to actually flip this on top here of the body plate, and then we're going to press down, making sure you're pressing down good to lock in and solidify all of your capsules. And there you have it, all done. Okay, our capsules are complete, and so now we just have to store these. And so what I am actually going to do is place them in the jar that we had our cilantro powder in. So as simple as that. Take our capsules out of here. And if you had a bowl or something, you could easily just turn them upside down and place them in there. They pop out really easily, see? And that's all we're going to do. Place our capsules inside of a container to store them in, and they're now ready to be used. And so that's what we did with our powdered chlorella. We blended it with, well, we did with our, that's what we did with our powdered cilantro, rather. We blended it with chlorella, and we'll use these as heavy metal detoxifications over the next 6 to 8 weeks. See how simple that was, guys? See how simple that was? But yeah, let me get the rest of these out of here. And that is it. That is pretty much it. We now have our cilantro, our homegrown cilantro that we have made into capsules. Now this capsule machine, again, it makes 100 capsules, and so I'll actually do another round of drying some cilantro, and so we can make another batch. We actually still have a really decent amount of our powder left, so if I did another batch of the cilantro and dried it out, I think I could do 2 more rounds of capsules, which would give us a total of 300 capsules, which should be plenty enough for my family to consume over the course of the next 6 weeks as a heavy metal detox. But I hope you guys were able to follow along and found this video helpful and informative. Again, those are our capsules. Aren't they beautiful? But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by the Humble Servants Homestead. As always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Remember, keep a smile on your face. You be happy, you be cheerful, and you be blessed. Until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a blessed day.